Salutations, anime and gamer fans. My name is Lisa the Amazoness, and welcome back to whatever I'm calling this. I don't have a name for my segment. It's just whatever. What's up, guys? My name is Lisa the Amazoness, and today we're going to talk about something slightly important. Not really, but if you haven't seen my other reviews, they're not really that important anyway. So, okay. Two things that was really cool that happened to me this week was I got to be in two of my favorite YouTubers' newest upload videos. Now, I know that that sounds a little bit weird and it sounds totally, bizarre and whatnot, but I kid you not, I was in 2 days. And that was like the biggest moment I have ever experienced because not only am I a fan of them, but it was exciting. Not only did I got to, be a part of some of the people who I really look up to and are kind of, role models on how I want to build my channel, but just the fact that I was actually able to fangirl, which is so awesome beyond belief. So, while I was thinking about that, which by the way, if you stay to the end of the video, I will show you the two videos that I was in if you really want to see. If not, I'll just leave the link in the description below so you can check out for yourself, because I'm not the only one that made it into those videos. And you will find out what two YouTubers I am a big fan of! But let's get to the topic at hand. So, before I get into it, while I was watching my videos, I was thinking about, fandom and, how it kind of, grows for everything. I mean, everything has a fan base, whether it be sports, anime, movies, manga, reading material, artwork, music, the whole shebang. There are fans for everything. And so, this kind of got me on another topic that I was going to originally do on a segment all of its own, which was weeaboos, and is it okay to be a weeaboo? And the reason why I wanted to do that was because I did not know that weeaboo was a thing. I knew that there were people who had the habits of weeaboo, but I didn't know that they actually had a name for these people. And then I also got, a little bit into more detail about, what an otaku is, and so on and so forth, but that's just another can of worms that I really don't want to do right now. But still, that got me thinking, the majority of the time when people think of a stereotypical type of anime fan, usually it's kind of the overall definition of what a weeaboo is. That person who is just overly obsessed with the Japanese culture, not just stopping at, buying multiple types of manga, anime, and other kinds of merchandise, but they also try to learn Japanese, not really trying to, pronounce it correctly or, being stuck on the Japanese aisle of the supermarket, so on and so forth, and basically believing that their opinion is always right and it doesn't matter. I figured out that I met plenty of these people. But that got me thinking, what are the weeaboos in other types of fandom? I mean, come on. Every type of fandom has their own stereotype of a regular type of fan. I mean, comic books, they have the comic book nerds. Kind of the biggest image you have when it comes to thinking about a comic book fan, you think kind of the comic book guy off of The Simpsons. Sports fan, they shrine their entire body with their entire favorite teams. Movie fans, they constantly see, their favorite directors, their favorite actors, regardless if the movie's bad or good. And this is just something that goes beyond the horizon, and I really wanted to look into it on whether or not fandom is a good thing and what is the fine line where you take it too far. So before we get to the bad points, let's talk about the good points of fandom. Okay, since we're part of the anime community and gamer community, if we want to be technical, let's start with those two right then and there. Fandom isn't really bad overall. I mean, fandom produces a service in order to be able to make things grow in their success. I mean, movie stars want to be able to become more popular. Manga anime series wouldn't, been unleashed if their creators hadn't been fans of other types of influences that gave them the idea in the first place, and same thing with games and anything else when it comes to an artistic atmosphere. And even in sports and other things like politics and, whatever else, they all had a model that they wanted to follow in their footsteps in order to become more successful in the career that they chose. So overall, is fandom a bad thing? Not necessarily. It really isn't. I mean, just look at some of the most coolest animes and games out there. I mean, they all started because they enjoyed anime and games. I mean, one of the main reasons why I like some of the parodies, like the Abridged series on YouTube, is because these are all fans of the original concept of the shows. And not only that, they still, love and appreciate the show, but they still add their own type of humor and their own type of, unique twist to the entire series. That's one of the reasons why I kind of like the Abridged series. And not only that, there are multiple mangas and animes that I also enjoy because they were influenced from an anime from when they grew up that gave them the inspiration they wanted to be an animator or a storyboard writer or just an overall artist. So overall, fandom isn't really bad, but that doesn't necessarily mean that fandom can't be taken to the extremes. And one of the things that kind of stuck out to me was the whole concept of a weeaboo. Now, in my experience, I've only dealt with two types of weeaboo. Don't quote me on this. I don't know if this is actually what they're called. This is just my way of describing them. So there are two types of weeaboos that I have personally encountered. The first one I'm going to call is the merchandise type weeaboo. The reason why I say that is because they're more fixated on just the anime, manga concept of the Japanese culture. They don't care about really, buying type of Japanese influential type other things. They're just more focused on, their favorite animes and their favorite manga series and just basically keeping it all to themselves. So the first time that I ever dealt with someone like that was, I was around, how old was I? I think I was like 18 at the time. And there was a person who had lived in the apartment complex next to me, and he and I had exchanged our thoughts about a particular series we had both watched. I don't remember exactly what it was, but he had recommended me at that time to watch Attack on Titan. Now, because I had just left the Christian home that I had grown up in for 7 grueling years, I was basically a beginner in the anime community. I watched more of the mild stuff, lots of plot armor, lots of magical girls, and nobody dying, not very much blood, the easy stuff to go through. So I wasn't really into the kind of gory, dark atmosphere at that point in time, and because I lived a sheltered life in that horrible place, I wasn't really accustomed to that type of genre just yet. So when I watched it for the first time, I watched 2 episodes and I was mortified. I was horrified beyond belief, and the worst part was I had a big problem with death at that time because I lost both my parents, my grandpa was on the verge of death, everybody was pretty much dying around me, and I was like, ugh. So after watching this anime, I decided that even though it was really gory and, oh my god, the Titans pissed me off to no end, I still wanted to give it a chance, but I knew I wasn't ready for it. So I decided to put it in my rainy day pile until I was ready and was emotionally secure enough to check it out on my own. Now the next day, I decided to visit my friend to tell him, that wasn't really for me. Is there any other types of anime you wanted to recommend? So I had never been to his apartment at that time. I had just met him, so I really didn't, feel comfortable going out to his house until I established a stronger friendship. So this was the first time that I actually got to see his apartment, and as soon as I walked in, his entire living room was covered in anime merchandise. Now, that's not a bad thing. Having anime merchandise isn't a bad thing. It's more the fact that he had it cloaking his living room. the way I grew up is the living room is supposed to be the part of the house that you're supposed to allow the guests to feel comfortable in. But when I entered his home, the fact that there was just so much anime type merchandise, it was overwhelming. His entire walls were covered in anime scroll posters. He had 5 bookshelves filled with manga, just manga, nothing else. Then he had another bookshelf dedicated to his figurines, and then he had another bookshelf underneath his TV with a giant collection of anime. And I'm not even talking about the actual anime series. I mean, the really ecchi and hentai stuff. I saw a couple of tentacle porn in there. I was scared. And not only that, he had 2 body pillows on his own couch as well. It was very disturbing. And so, not saying that any of that stuff is disturbing as itself, it's just the fact that he had it so open and it was just so overwhelming for the first time for me. I felt that kind of scene would have been more appropriate for his bedroom rather than the living room. Now, that wasn't what threw me off. What really annoyed me and really pissed me off was his way of handling my opinion when it came to anime and animes that I enjoyed and disliked. So, he obviously asked if I had checked out Attack on Titans, and before I was even able to tell him, I wasn't really into that type of anime yet. I was going to watch it later when I felt more comfortable and, just take it at my own pace. But before I was even able to say that, he goes into detail of everything about the anime, his favorite parts, his favorite characters, some major spoilers, and I felt overwhelmed because I kept trying to tell him, hey, stop, I hadn't seen this yet, you don't need to tell me this. He didn't listen. And then finally, when he took a breath to ask me who my favorite character was, I looked at him and I told him, I was like, I've only seen 2 episodes. And I don't plan on watching anymore until I feel a little bit more comfortable with that type of genre. And when I had said that, he goes, oh, you can't stop. This is the best anime ever. You can't stop. If you don't watch this anime, you're not a true anime fan. And right off the bat, that made me feel like he was insulting me and my opinion. And so I told him, I was like, I don't think me not watching this one anime doesn't count as me being an anime fan. He goes like, no, you have to watch this. Anybody who hates Attack on Titans is a disgrace to the anime community. That's like saying you don't like Naruto or Bleach. And as soon as he said that, I got quiet because I didn't like either of those either. And it's not the fact that, that they're bad animes. It's just, like I said in one of my other reviews, that it's just they're too long. The battles take too long. I have ADD. I need the battle to get over in like 3 episodes. Otherwise, I'm gone. Plus, also, Sasuke annoys the fuck out of me. My god, he's a little bitch. But still, when I had said that, he goes on to say, my opinion was wrong. I'm not watching it good enough. I'm not keeping an open mind, or I'm not giving it a real chance. And I'm sorry, but I'm not in it for the battles. I'm in it for the story. That is the main thing I have with anime, and that is totally fine. There are some people who are in it for, the epic battles. That's one of the main reasons why I don't like mecha animes, because it's more about the battles and the intensity of the battle rather than, the actual story. And there are some, really good animes that have epic stories and epic battles, but it's just, if I can't get through the battle in 3 episodes, I'm gone. That's just me personally. But still, just the fact that you insult me because I don't agree with you, not only is it extremely rude, but it makes me not want to watch the anime even more. That is not a way to convince me that this anime is good. And so that is just one of the weeaboos that I have dealt with. And then the second one is, I'm calling it the Japan Frenzy. Now, if you have seen my other review about the top most annoying things anime fans hear from anime haters, I had gone into detail about one of my friends who questioned my love for anime, and that said that because I was watching all this anime, she thought that I felt like I was going to go on a Japan frenzy. And back then I didn't really understand it because I kind of already understood that anime and manga did not represent Japan fully. Yes, it has some influences and, you know, it has some Japanese references, especially when it comes to the culture and, of course, the language. But I knew that, you know, Japan doesn't turn into, like, you know, giant fighting robots. All girls have big boobs and, you know, love is everywhere and everybody gets their senpai. I knew that right off the bat, so I didn't really understand why she said that. Now, for the Japan frenzy friend that I had, compared to the merchandise one that I had just described, he wasn't as bad. He at least listened to my opinions and, you know, didn't shoot me down as much. He was more encouraging when it comes to the topic of animes, but it was more annoying when it came to his obsession with the Japanese culture. Now, granted, I have met multiple people who have been obsessed with the Japanese culture, but I'm not including them in this one because usually they're all over the age of like 45, so whatever. But I'm sticking more to the people who are around my age group, and this is the only one I could come up with. So, because he grew up in a Japanese type neighborhood, obviously he's going to be interested in the Japanese type culture. And so that was fine, but it's how he engrossed himself in the Japanese culture what really bothered me. He tried to speak Japanese even though it didn't make any sense since we were having an English conversation. It didn't make sense for him to throw baka, kawaii, and desu all in the thing. And I'm sorry, I'm not trying to, you know, speak Japanese. This is just, I'm just repeating. I don't speak a lick of Japanese. I'm sorry. And just throwing those words in an English conversation didn't really make sense to me. And not only that, he bought some very unnecessary items from Japan. I mean, like, he bought a whole bunch of different types of replica swords. He had a kendo stick, which he never used. He bought a I don't know what it's called, those like little mandolin looking things. I don't know. He bought different types of traditional type kimono type things, and the one that really annoyed me the most was he bought a high school boy's uniform, and he's like 32. This was like that sent chills down my spine is the fact that he bought a high school boy's school uniform so he could wear at home even though he's 32 years old. That right there sent chills on my spine. I felt that was the part where you're taking it too far. Now, don't get me wrong, it is okay to, you know, be interested in the Japanese culture, but it's disrespectful to that culture as well. And I think there are multiple different types of people who have expressed this who are Japanese. They find it extremely offensive. One of the things that, one of the people that I can think of off the top of my head is Einstein and the Anime Man. One of the reasons why they really don't like weeaboos is because of how hard they try to seem Japanese even though they're not. One of the most annoying things Einstein said that he hates is that people would use Google Translate and translate what they want to say in Japanese and then put it on his YouTube comment things, but it wouldn't translate well. And that right there proves how they feel about people who are like that, and it's insulting. And so that right there is the most annoying things when it comes to weeaboo. Now, let's get back to the original topic. Is being a fan bad? Yes and no. Yes, it is okay to be a fan of something, but you have to make sure that your fandom is under control. You are not hurting others, you are not being overly obsessive and either hurting others, insulting others, or in the end hurting yourself. Fandom has done so much over the years. Fandom has caused, great actors and authors, musicians, and, well, now YouTubers to arise and become great with success because of their fans. But there are those fans who take it too far and basically kind of give the negative outlook of fandom. Multiple people change their appearance to look like their favorite characters. One case being a kid from the Philippines actually went through years of surgery just to look like the Man of Steel. One was a kid actually spent over $600 just to buy a water bottle that belonged to Justin Bieber. Heck, someone actually broke their leg just to look like Jessie J. These people have all altered themselves and have caused great strife upon themselves just so they could be like their idols. And I'm not blaming the idols because, they just want to, well, depending on the idol, but usually the idol they look up to usually do what they do because they want to bring joy to other people. So in reality, it's really not their fault, but it's more on the individual and not recognizing how far their fandom can go and how far their fandom can consume them if they're not careful. But just remember, it is okay to be yourself as well, because you have to be comfortable with you. And I totally get it, nobody is perfect. We are human. We want to change ourselves constantly. It is just part of human nature, but it doesn't mean you're not beautiful in your own way. You as yourself is gorgeous. No matter what anybody else says, you are gorgeous no matter what. And it is okay for you to want to be somebody else because everybody wants to be somebody else than who they are. And it's totally normal, but you have to understand all the things that you do against yourself, it will carry on with you in the long run, and it will harm you if you're not careful. And so basically this video is just a recognition to all the people who are fans. Just remember, we can be fans of whoever we want. It is part of life because we're always going to find something to enjoy. But just because we enjoy it doesn't mean you have to make it cause you suffering. And that's really the whole point of this video, I guess. It's just the fact that I wanted to talk about fandom because, like I said, 2 things awesome happened and I'm going to talk about it later. But still, just because we're fans of somebody doesn't necessarily mean that fandom has to consume you. It is okay to have your own life. It is okay to like these people as well. But just remember, you are beautiful just the way you are. You don't need to be somebody you're not. And even if other people put you down, and even if other people say different, honestly, they have no room to judge. Because they feel the same way, just in a different type of sense, in a different type of scenario. So you be who you want to be. Just be sure that you're careful. Be sure that you still love yourself in the end. And be sure that you make it out on top in the end. That's all I really have to say about fandom. So be fans, don't be fans, be awesome overall! Now, let's get to my fandom of the week. Okay, so, for those of you who don't know, obviously, since I mentioned one of them in the video, I am a huge fan of the Anime Man and Sea-Dog VA. Why? Because, first of all, I like the Anime Man because, honestly, he was the first anime critic that wasn't very hateful when it came to his commentary. Like, yes, he still has his hateful moments, and you can tell that he's really dry when it comes to, certain animes that he really doesn't like, but he still has that type of feeling that he still encourages other people to like anime, regardless of what other people think. And even if we do like something he doesn't like, he says it's okay. And that was like the first time I ever met any anime fan that was like that. Yes, I still have friends, that kind of, tell me it's okay to like some animes that I like, but they also still, you know, down my opinions anytime I say something bad about any anime they don't like. Sword Art Online. But the Anime Man was the first person that I had actually watched who kind of encouraged me to be able to like what I like. And not only that, when I first started my channel, I was really nervous about it because I wasn't entirely sure if I was ready for it, because like I said, a lot of the friends I had, they said I wasn't a true anime fan because I didn't like a lot of the same animes they did, and it was very discouraging. So I remembered I had actually wrote him an email, and he replied back encouraging me to do my own channel, and I've been having a blast since then. Now moving on to Sea-Dog. Sea-Dog is actually a voice actor on YouTube. He does a little Let's Plays here and there, but he usually does a specific character in mind, and one of the main characters I really enjoy that he does is Sebastian Michaelis from Black Butler. Oh my god! But he also does like multiple different other voices, not just Sebastian. That is just my personal favorite. That and Papa Asgore. Oh my god, that one's just hilarious. But not only that I like his voice acting, but just him as a person. Like, he would be the definition of the majority of the friends I have. Not only that, the one reason why I really like him is because he uses his voice to call his fans and talk with them. And that's something that's really something I marvel at, is the fact that he's willing to take the time to actually call fans and communicate with them, not just restricting to, you know, the YouTube comments and, you know, Twitter, but he actually communicates with the fan, and it was like so cool because I've never gotten a phone call because I don't have a phone. I'm poor like that. Yeah. But during one of his Twitch streams, I actually got to communicate with them and like actually got to talk with them, and it was so cool. I'm not gonna lie, I fangirled so hard, even though it was surrounded by 12-year-olds. It was scary. So recently he had hit 50k subs, and because of this, he held a contest for his 50k, and whoever would win, if you were in the UK area, he would send you a DVD set of one of his favorite anime. And if you weren't in the UK area, you would get a Skype phone call from him. And I didn't win, sad to say, but it was okay. But the day before that, I hadn't drawn in a long time at that point. I've been more busy, and I kind of been battling through a little phase of depression. But so one day I was watching his Sebastian prank calls, and I had switched over to Twitter, and he had posted that he was trying to find adult onesie of a Thomas the Tank Engine onesie or a Dora the Explorer onesie, but he couldn't find one. And you know, I was like, you know what? I'm in the mood to draw today, so let's see how well my skills are. I'm going to draw him in a Thomas the Tank Engine onesie. And as soon as I did that, he immediately replied back saying this was so dank, and I was so excited when that had happened. But not only that, the day afterwards he had talked about, you know, holding a contest. I was like, well, since I had already made it, I'll just enter it again, and it ended up in his video, and it made me so happy. It was so cool. I was so happy that he really enjoyed it. He even said how much he enjoyed it. It was awesome. Now for the Anime Man, one thing that really annoys me is how stupid YouTube got. Like, yes, I do my own YouTube channel, but it annoys me how YouTube doesn't have its priorities straight. And the one thing that really annoyed me, besides YouTube Red, was the fact that they, instead of fixing the copyright issues or any of the other bugs here on YouTube, they installed Snoopavision. No disrespect to Snoop Dogg, but why? Why? seriously, why? Like, don't get me wrong, it'd be cool to be able to experience YouTube videos with Snoop Dogg, don't get me wrong, but why? You have a broken system. Wouldn't it make sense to fix that first before you get Snoop Dogg? So anyways, because I'm a fan of the Anime Man and that had just happened and whatnot, so I had a feeling he was going to do one of those reading your comment things sometime really soon. So of course, you know, I entered it in, and I'm not really good with the reading your comments type thing because I don't know, like I figured everybody else would say the same thing I've said, so I couldn't come up with anything original. So since that was the freshest thing in my mind right now, I had typed, you know, I know this isn't anything anime related, but what are your thoughts on Snoopavision? And he put it in his reading your comments video! Yay! And so here are the two videos of just my clip overall. But here they are. Here are my two videos I was in. Yay!
I know this is nothing anime related, but what are your thoughts on the YouTube's new Snoopavision? All I want to say is I'm super disappointed in YouTube for not supporting 420-degree video.
Hold up.
Dog, the dunk engine, am I right? But seriously though, if someone actually made one of these onesies for me, I would wear it to every single con ever. And God, I just look fucking great in this. Look at me. You know what? Look at Thomas, man. Look how happy he is for me to be inside of him. God, Thomas loves it when I'm inside of it.
Oh my god, like just seeing those just made me so happy. And not only that, I was actually able to have a conversation with Dog the night before. Overall, just that I'm a fan of them not only makes me feel like I totally fangirled so hard and I didn't mean to, but I couldn't help it. I mean, a lot of people have those fangirl moments. Heck, Jacksepticeye still has it every time he sees Sexy Danny. Just kidding. But, you know, just the fact that I was able to actually enjoy that I got recognized and my voice had been heard not only was a special moment for me, but just the fact that, you know, I really look up to these people. These are the type of people who gave me the encouragement to do my own channel and finally grow as whatever I am. I don't really know what I am here on YouTube because obviously I'm not a critic and I'm really not a Let's Player. I'm a person, I guess? Just a cool person? But still, just the fact that they were able to take the time to, you know, look at my stuff, make something out of it, was just so cool. And just the fact that Dog actually had a conversation with me made it even better. And so, to the guys, I doubt you will watch this, because let's face this, I only have 6 subscribers, and I used to have 7, but I lost 1, so that shows how poor I'm doing. But still, to Dog and to the Anime Man, thank you so much for taking the time to look at my stuff. I know I thanked you before, and I felt really bad because I knew it kind of probably sounded fangirlish, but overall, I really am appreciative that you took the time to actually look at my stuff and include it into your videos. And also to Dog for actually having a conversation with me, because not only are you guys, you know, a huge inspiration, but you guys make a huge impact for your fans overall. I mean, there wouldn't be Dog fans or the anime fans. Oh, I didn't mean to say that. The Anime Man fans, if that made me laugh, sorry. But there wouldn't be these fans if it weren't for you guys. And I know you guys talk about, you know, already that, you know, you do it just to, you know, give us some enjoyment and you have fun. It's not really all about you guys and so on and so forth. And it's just the fact that you still take the time to connect and interact with your fans that what makes it even better. Because you give fans hope, you give them encouragement, you give them joy, you give them determination. I did not mean to throw an Undertale reference in there, I swear to God. But still, just the fact that you guys have this overall power, even though you guys feel like you don't really do anything, it's just something that I marvel at. And so overall, I want to thank you guys because you guys do such wonderful work, and You give so many people inspiration, including myself, and I'm so happy to be a fan of your stuff. And I don't really think I'll probably grow as big as you guys, but still, if I ever do, my biggest hope is that I be able to actually tell you all this in person one day, because that would just be the coolest thing ever for me. And C-Dog, I want to be your friend because you are just so awesome. I think you and I would make some dank memes together. I'm not making that a sex joke, I swear to God, but I think you and I would make some of the funniest moments in history. But still, thank you guys so much for all the stuff you do. You guys are awesome, and I can't wait to see some of the other videos, especially you, Joey. Your editing has been amazing the last several videos, so thank you so much for you guys for everything you've done. Now back to the people at home. As for fans, the real thanks goes to you guys because, like I said, you are the ones that make up everything. Not just for Joey's or C-Dogs. I don't have any, so I'm not going to include any of me at all, because the only time this was about me was about the movies, or not the movies, the videos that I showed just then. But still, you guys are what make up people who you look up to. That's really it. You don't need to marvel at these people because they wouldn't be there without people like you. They really wouldn't. So if you really want to marvel and worship somebody, you should worship yourself because they couldn't got where they were without you guys. Without your help, your encouragement, your fandom. You are the reason why they have become successful. So thank you, people of the world who are fans, because you helped such great people grow. Both positive and negative, if we want to throw that in there, but still, you guys are what makes fans fans. And you are what makes fandom awesome. So you guys are awesome. Keep up with the fandom. And that's all I got. But yeah. Anyways, I know that was a terrible ending right there, but I don't really have anything else to say other than you guys are awesome, we're awesome, fandom's awesome, it's always gonna be awesome, so we just better deal with it. But for now, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, be sure to hit that like button and / subscribe. If you want to see more videos that I've done, please check me out here on YouTube or follow me on Facebook or Twitter. If you have anything you want to tell me personally, leave it in the comment section below or on the other two medias I just listed off. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Elisa the Amazoness, and we'll see you next time, anime and gamer fans.